All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Zach here, back with the next training session. It's a pull day on January 20th, 2025. And we are warming up here on the incline dumbbell curls with 5-pound dumbbells. Just knocking out a few reps here. Start getting things warm because it was another very chilly day. I think it was around 25 degrees when I got up this morning for this session. So had some heaters pumping. You'll probably see them in some of the shots here in a little bit, but pretty good session. We'll start off after we do this weight change here in a second. We'll start off discussing how we're feeling after that push session yesterday. That way we can figure out what we want to do with the volume. Moving up to 10 pounds there, second warm-up set. And we will be supersetting these curls. You'll see here in a minute, I'll do a warm-up set with the barbell for some barbell standing calf raises. So, back to what I was saying. For the push day volume, let's see here, overhead press. Okay, so shoulders, front delts are sore, side delts are not very sore. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and up that to 4 sets, 8 to 12. Keep the load at 80 pounds. And then what about incline bench? My chest, especially upper chest, is sore, but it's not that sore, and this is only one day after that push session. So I'm gonna go ahead and increase that to 3 sets, 10 to 20 reps per set at 45-pound dumbbells. What about tricep extensions? They're sore, but again, same thing as the chest. We'll go ahead and increase that to 3 sets rather than 2. And then for the flies, I think I'm going to leave the flies. And we'll see how we feel about the 3 sets of incline bench. I think that'll probably be a bigger bang for our buck there rather than adding a set of the flies. So, all right, good deal. So that's our push day figured out. How am I feeling after today's session, this pull day here? So biceps definitely feel funny. They're not sore yet. Man, I might end up having to put in those. Well, I won't put them in for the next macrocycle, and we'll get into that here in a little bit, but it's the thing I kind of teased yesterday in that video. But yeah, biceps, they feel perturbed, but nothing too crazy. Calves do feel pretty jankety jank. They'll probably be sore tomorrow. Lats, my back is pretty juiced up doing the long length partials. You guys will see here in a little bit. Those really lit up my lats, man. It was kind of crazy. I like it. Those are gnarly, especially having the wrist straps and the band makes it easy to do those. Just slapping on the 25s there for a load of 95 pounds on these calf raises. So I guess that means, that this must be the first working sets here for incline curls and calf raises. I supersetted them. Not too bad of a superset there, because the incline curls don't really, there's not like a big systemic fatigue drain, and it's the same thing with the calf raises. I mean, the freaking calf raises, it's nothing too insane there. Although I will say, man, I've been having trouble getting my feet in a comfortable position. It's probably because I don't have something really cozy to step on to do these. I guess maybe I could try some other stuff out, but it works for now. By the time I get to 20 plus reps on these bad boys, my calves they're singing they're singing the hypertrophy tune, if you know what I mean. So what did we do here? We did 15 reps on our first set of curls, which is great because that's up from 14 from our 3 RR weeks, and then 23 calf raises, which I believe we did 22 and 20, so 23 is up, so fantastic there. Let's see, and we're in our second set here. How did that go for me? 14 is up from 12 actually last week, so significant increase there. I'm really trying to push these bicep curls because while I'm still massing, I really want to drive as much muscle growth as I possibly can into my biceps, because I've mentioned it before, it's one of my, what I believe to be one of my weaker muscle groups. So really trying to get those up. I think the pull-ups will help with that. I mean, any of the pulling stuff really will help, but for sure kind of spamming the incline curls here. Now let's see, how'd the third set go? 12 and 19. So that's good. So I did increase the volume on the calf raises as well, up from 2 sets to 3. So I think that is the end of the second set of curls. Yep, getting into the calf raises here. So I'm actually working on figuring out a good way to get a face cam going so I can have my face in these videos, but I'm just struggling with the logistics a little bit. But stay tuned for that, because that's definitely something I want to do, so it's coming. Now the big news, the big news, what am I doing for the next macro cycle? Because I kind of hinted at possibly cutting early, and my decision is I will be cutting for my next macro cycle, because I actually weighed in this morning. I have on Chronometer, the app that I use to log all my food. I set it as my target, but technically it was a cap for these. I think this will be the third massing cycle. I was going to do 4 total. This is the third massing cycle. I set my weight cap at 190 pounds, and I weighed in this morning at 190 pounds. So that is pretty crazy. That's the heaviest I've been in like a year and a half, maybe. So pretty nutty. And you guys will see, because I'm going to do a physique update at the end of this macro cycle. So it'll be another 2.5 weeks. So what is that? That puts us like 3rd to 4th week of February. I'll be putting up a physique update, and I don't know if I'll be able to make it happen, but I would like to get a DEXA scan. Maybe I'll just take measurements or something like that I finally found a measuring tape. I knew I had one around here somewhere, so I'm going to get those calf measurements too, probably tomorrow, since it's a rest day. That's a good day to do it, but I might go ahead and just take a bunch of different measurements. I'll look up some methodology for taking body measurements and, just kind of log things that way, at least for now. So yeah, gonna start cutting. It'll be at least 1 full macro cycle of dieting down until I go on vacation in April. And then I figure that's a good idea, because then that way I can shed maybe 5 to 7 pounds of fat during that macro cycle. And then that'll be before vacation. I'll probably be pretty active during this vacation, so I shouldn't gain too much weight. And especially because my diet's, unless you can find like vegan sweets and stuff like that, my diet's pretty limited as far as eating a bunch of junk food. So that's kind of one of the pluses of it, actually. But yeah, 190 pounds. It's just crazy. And it's kind of cool too, because when I'm looking at myself, I don't feel like I'm super duper over fat. I'm definitely bigger than I would like to be. Like if I'm going to be going, like if I was going to go out to the beach or something like that, right now I would definitely feel slightly self-conscious, even though I know it doesn't make any sense. I've even talked about it in a video or two, but still, it's just part of being human. I think everybody's a little bit self-conscious about their little fat accumulations here and there, so yeah, so that's the plan, guys. Gonna start dieting down, super hyped. That's the fun times. It's funny because it's the fun times, but it's also the sucky times. It's super fun because it's like, oh man, getting leaner, new veins are showing up, seeing more of the muscles, you know what I mean? Posing gets more interesting because you can move and change the way that you pose and things. You can actually start to see what looks good and what doesn't. So I'll probably start doing posing practice during this macro cycle too. Maybe record a video or two of that. I think that could be potentially interesting. Maybe make a little series or something, do some short videos of posing practice. And yeah, so that's why it's the fun times. You're getting leaner, super duper cool. But then the sucky part of it is you're freaking starving all the time. Well, usually I'm hoping, it'll probably suck the last week or two, but usually the first 2 or 3 weeks for me, because I start my diets very gently. I'm probably only going to start at like maybe 150 calories below my BMR, which is probably going to yield me maybe I think the app will probably say a quarter pound. It's probably going to yield me 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of body fat. Well, maybe 0.5 pound to 3/4 pound, because I'm actually quite active. Actually, no, it's programmed in there. So it should be about a 1/4 pound to 0.5 pound a week. And I'll probably end up losing quite a bit more than that because I won't be eating as many carbs. Carbohydrates have this interesting effect, and triglycerides too, but I think to a lesser extent. But carbohydrates for sure, the more you eat, they have this effect of increasing the water that you hold on your body, or in your body rather, not on, the carbs like get into your body and then the water is like stacking up on your shoulders in drips or something. I don't know, that'd be strange. Anyway, yes, gonna start cutting. Very excited. Can't wait to get, as my wife and I like to say, get shreddy spaghetti. Super hyped for that. So after this macro cycle, start cutting. I'll give you guys an idea of what the calories and stuff look like. And like I said, we will get a physique update at the end here of this macro cycle. Now, another interesting thing. I think I talked about it. Now that we're on to pull-ups here, let's discuss these pull-ups. So I did 3 sets today, and because my reps were decreased significantly, and like I mentioned yesterday, I didn't want to increase the band resistance, because then the eccentric portion is going to be a wash, because it's going to be so tight at the bottom that there will be no tension hardly at all on my lats, which is the opposite of what I want. So what I decided to do is increase the stimulus by doing some long lengthened partials at the end. So you'll see here, let's see, we're at least into 1 set. How many are we doing here? Oh yeah, so every set I did them. So I did 13 plus 1. So the plus 1 is the long length partial. So you'll see, so that was a full rep, and then we got maybe another full rep, and then let's see, pulling, and that's a partial. So that's what I mean by long length partials. So yeah, 13 plus 1, then I did 8 plus 3, and 8 plus 3. And I've kind of just been writing down 0 RIR every time for pull-ups, because I'm basically, if I'm doing long length partials, I'm going essentially beyond failure for that movement, because the movement is to pull up using my lats, cueing the elbows, pulling from the elbows, and going up to the nose, and then slowly descending down. Speaking of which, how slow am I going here? Let's see. Not bad. It's definitely controlled, but it's something I need to, keep an eye on going forward. So I'll be watching out for that in upcoming pull days. So moving on over to the left of our gym here to do some barbell deficit flexion rows. So one of the things I tried to do today, because I noticed there was a lot of hinging, hinging at the hips, and a lot of lumbar bending. I'm doing a little bit less of that and trying to focus more on like the mid back and of course the spinal erectors, because I want big, giant, massive spinal erectors. But we're going to do a weight change here. And I don't have the, the little clip for the 5, but the load here is going to be 70 pounds. So that's up from 65 for 3-hour week. And back to pull-ups. For our performance here, I did want to mention we did 12 last session, we did 13 plus 1, and then we did 8.5 for a second set last session. We did 8 plus 3 long length partials, and then we did 7 full reps last session. We did 8 full reps plus 3 long length partials for that third set. So that's all good. That all tracks. So basically, I'm either going to have to add a couple of reps in the upcoming weeks, like full-on reps, or just eke out a few more long length partials, and that's going to be how I'm periodizing that and pushing that up closer and closer to failure there. So just wanted to mention that real quick. Now, back to these barbell deficit flexion rows. Increase the weight. We did the same reps here, performance-wise, as last session, 18 and 16, but because of that increased load, going from 65 pounds to 70 pounds, we're thereby increasing the resistance. So should be driving up that stimulus to make them gains, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's good. Kept the same reps, increased the load. That's what we're looking for, basically. So we will be doing, I'll go ahead and do some cardio. It's so nice to be not sick and feel well enough to be like, you know what, rest day? Nah, man, let's do some cardio, Why not? Get the heart pumping, get some blood moving, move some things around. Maybe some muscles need a little, they need a little help growing a little more, and that blood flow, I don't know. Hey, you never know. Could help things out, you know what I'm saying? I know it's good for the lymphatic system for sure, because moving around moves your lymph around. So, we'll get into it tomorrow, guys. Probably pick some nice, fun topic to discuss with you all, and we'll just finish out here doing these flexion rows, getting a nice, gnarly spinal erector pump. But I'll throw the stats up here at the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you all have a good one. See ya.